So, one thing I realized after I got done with the last video was you're not going to get the transition between the colors, and I figured might as well. While I'm here, let's just do it. Um so right now I'm ready to do the inlay between this is going to be between the red and the blue. So, and this does apply for the between the yellow and the red. Make sure I got everything set up because this is the part that I am not a big fan of. And then you just pull it tight, or pull it through, I mean. And voila. Don't worry about cutting the tag ends right now. Wait until... I usually wait a little bit just in case something happens. Um, obviously we're building our own fishing rod, so anything can really happen. But no, I wanted to try to find a good video of doing inlays because I wanted to somehow incorporate an inlay into this fishing rod because I'd never done one before, and came to the conclusion of I'm probably gonna have to do something that nobody's ever done before. There it goes. I was wondering what was going on. That's why I don't cut the tag ends off till I'm absolutely ready to. Shove all that down there. Alright, so now, since sorry, this is going to be the thin side. So, I don't know if everybody can see this, but this piece, or this outline, is thicker than this outline. That's what I'm going for. So now, basically, we have to do another tie-off. I hope this is making sense. If not, feel free to ask. But basically, I could describe it to somebody, but you're gonna be looking at me like deer in headlights. So I'm really just better off showing how to do this. And I eyeball it to where once the size I get is either a close match or matches this one here, that's when I stop. And believe it or not, we're pretty much there. So now what I get to do is, since the red's done, we'll take the red off. And transfer it over to the blue. Strap her down. Like I said, I gotta find a way to make it to where the wing nut won't move and the thread can keep moving. I'll worry about tying the red up here in a minute. A little later. For a homemade design, it works. So I'm not complaining too much. Okay, thread the needle. Alright, so now you definitely want to have your finger on the thread that you just laid down, because otherwise it's going to go everywhere and you're really going to be not enjoying life for a little bit. But anyway, we are going to slide it right there. Oops. Maybe. Pull and do that. So now you can go back, pack it in a little bit, make sure it's good and tight. Loosen it up just to get it started. It is a little bit of a mess doing it this way, but you guys will see what I'm talking about as far as it being worth it when it's done. I think the hardest part about this is keeping it packed. Not used to doing it from the angle I'm on, so I'm having to take my time a little more with it. But I've got the line pretty tight, so let's keep wrapping. The goal really is to just make sure that the yellow, red, and blue are about the same size. The silver outlines will be about the same, and the silver inlays are about the same. Once we get done with this blue, I'll show you how I pretty much lay this down, or put the guide on and go from there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Being a perfectionist, I like it to be perfect, but it doesn't always go that way. So I usually don't worry about it too much. If one color's bigger than the other, or if, you know, the silver inlays are perfect, or one is wider than the other, stuff like that. Usually don't worry about that too much. But that's just me. Oops. There she goes. Alright. So now that we got that, almost made a mistake again. We go back to our silver. I couldn't find the end of it, which I have found now. So, ta-da! Alright. So we got that. Slip this in here. It doesn't, like, I leave it on the long side. You don't have to if you don't want to. To be honest with you, I'd rather have too much than not enough. Maybe emphasized, if I do this wrap again, I'll try not using as much thread, but I'd rather have too much getting tied and going through than not enough. So now that we've got our three colors, we'll go ahead and get ready to do our outline, which I need to loosen that up because that's way too tight. There it goes. So sorry about I'm now just noticing the shadowing and whatnot. So hopefully, like I said, if anybody's got any questions, just let me know. The lighting's not the greatest, so I just make do with what I have and go from there. Alright, now we're ready to tie that off. So I'm noticing the outlines are getting bigger, or about the same size, I mean. Alright, now that we've got that, two options from here we can do. We can either go ahead and tie the silver off and the white will be on its own, or incorporate the white like we've been doing and go from there. I'm going to incorporate the white just because we're here, but like I said, you can, well, yeah, either way, it'll work. Either way, it'll work out just fine. I've actually got a problem with my white, so I'm actually going to go ahead and just tie this off. And actually, I think I got it. Yeah, got it. All right, never mind. I'm going to thread the white in like that. And then I got to take the blue off because otherwise I'm going to be up a creek without a paddle. And the white's going to fluff. Don't need that. Set that over there. And go like that. Snip. Voila. Pack it in good and tight. And then I'll do a real short video when I get this thing wrapped on what it looks like all cleaned up and ready for color preserve and how it's going to look with the guide on it. So stay tuned and I will be right back.